So we are going to discuss flow layout and card layout. Now as you can see, this is an example of flow layout where five buttons have been added to the applet, and the five buttons are just placed one after the other. There is no particular arrangement of the uh, buttons throughout the applet. As the components are added, they are put one after the other. Now flow layout is the default layout in case of an applet. Now before we move forward, let me first discuss the types of constructors that are available for flow layout. And these are the three types of constructors available in flow layout. First constructor, it is non-parameterized. The second parameter is where you have to send the alignment. Now, flow layout gives us 5 alignments that are possible, right? The alignment that I just showed you, this is a center alignment. Center alignment means all the components that are added, they are center aligned. That is, addition of the component starts from the center. Similar to this, there are other four alignment options that are given by flow layout that I will discuss shortly. Apart from that, there is a third constructor which is also parameterized, where we can specify the alignment and age gap and V gap. Now, age gap and V gap I have already discussed in grid layout in the previous video. Now, age gap means how much horizontal gap that will be present in between the components, and V gap is how much vertical gap will be present in between the components, right? So there are three constructors using which a flow layout can be specified, or a object of the flow layout can be created in our Java code. Now, if we look at this code, these are the 5 buttons in my screen. The 5 buttons has been added, and set layout is the function using which layout can be set for a particular applet. Now, new flow layout, that means we are creating a flow layout, and this is the alignment which is centrally aligned. Now, I do not want my components to be centrally aligned. I want my components to be right aligned. In that scenario, I have to specify over here right, correct? So now, if we run the code, you see the same 5 buttons are right aligned. They appear over here on the right hand side of the screen. Similar to that, if we specify this as dot left, then if we specify this as dot left, then these components will be left aligned on the screen. So the alignment can be specified as center, right, and left. Other than center, right, and left, there are 2 more alignment types. One is called leading, and another one is called trailing. Now, another one is called trailing. Now, what is leading and trailing? In case of leading, alignment, the components are aligned with the left edge of the container orientation, the container in which the components are. So the components are aligned according to the left edge of the container. Now, you see we have also discussed a container called panel. Now, when a panel is put onto an applet or inside a window or a frame, so that is a container inside another container. So if you are putting some components in a container and you want the components to be aligned according to the container it contains, then leading and trailing alignment should be used, because leading alignment justifies the components with the left border of the container, and the trailing alignment, it justifies the components with the right edge of the container. So according to the container's orientation, the components inside the container will get oriented. So flow layout gives us 5 alignments: left, right, center, leading and trailing. Now I come to the next layout, that is called box layout. Now box layout arranges the components either horizontally like this, or it arranges the components vertically like this. This is called x-axis orientation, and this is called y-axis orientation. Now students, I cannot show you this in a code because box layout is not supported in my IDE. So I cannot show you the example. This is a picture that I got, so I'm showing you the picture. You could try it out in your system. This is a box layout where when you orient it in y-axis fashion, then the components come out like this, and if you orient it in x-axis fashion, then the components will come out like this, right? Now next that I want to discuss is the card layout. Now a card layout looks like this. A card layout allows only one component at a time. A card layout only allows one component at a time. If you look at this applet, you see there is only one button which is called 1. Now students, I will press on this button. You see this becomes 2 because this is another button that has got loaded. When I press on this button, there is another button 3. When I press on this button, another button 4. When I press on this button, it is another button 5. And when I press on it again, the first button comes on the screen. So card layout is a layout that allows only one component at a time. There are two types of constructor there in card layout. The first constructor is non-parameterized constructor. That means when you create the object, you do not pass any parameter. And the second constructor is parameterized constructor, and there are two parameters. One is age gap and another one is V-gap, right? So there are two types of parameters that are available in card layout. Now, one method that card layout gives, which is a very important method, is the next method. Card layout gives us a next method. And what is this function of the next method? I just showed you that card layout only allows one component at a time. So when I load a card layout, only one component is visible. But if I have got several components in that card layout, this next method helps me to retrieve those components. I will just show you an example. Let us look into this example. You see over here a card layout has been set as the layout of the applet, and the applet has got 5 buttons, and the 5 buttons are added to the applet. So therefore the card layout that I showed you as in the first example contains 5 buttons. Now, how do we retrieve the components? For that, we have to add action listener or any other listener in our code, because when we perform an action or perform an event, then only we can make the other components appear one after the other. So the method that I have chosen over here is I have added an action listener, and I have added this add action. I have added the action listener to each and every button. And as you all know, action listener contains one method called action performed. So action performed method has been coded, and please look inside this action performed method where I have used card.next. Now I just discussed with you this next function. The next function is very important, and it helps us to retrieve the components that are underlying the other components in a card layout. So when inside the action performed, we write card.next. What is card? Card is the object of the layout. See, card layout, card. Card layout is the name of the layout manager. Card is the object. So, and all these buttons have been added to the card layout. So, when you write card.next, then the next button that is added after button 1 comes into the onto the screen. Then when again we press next on the button 2, then the third button that has been added to the card layout comes onto the screen. So in this way, all the buttons are displayed, and as we reach the last button, on pressing the last button, we again come back to the first button of the card layout. So therefore, card layout allows only one component on the screen, and using the next function of the card layout, we can retrieve other components from that are embed or that are added to the card layout. Right? Now there is another layout that is available in Java that is called grid bag layout. Another layout that is available in Java that is called grid bag layout. I will write it down for you. It will be easier for you to understand. Grid bag layout. Now, you can understand grid bag layout from the name grid. You can understand that there will be cells in the layout, and unlike the grid layout where we could not specify the cells in which we will add the components, or where how the cells will be oriented, how we can change the whether we could not give different size to different cells in the grid. Unlike all those in grid back layout, we can customize each and every cell. We can put components to different cells, and we can also change the shape of the cells. But again, I'm very sorry, the grid backed layout is not supported in my system, so I am not being able to give you a physical example right at this moment, but you can obviously try it out, and you can uh, see for yourself how it works. So, but for the time being, this the most important layouts that we need to understand is the border layout, the grid layout, the flow layout, and the card layout, which I have already covered in the videos. So please go through it, and if you have any doubt, we will obviously be discussing about those doubts. Clear? Thank you.